It's Coach Team Armed Forces Europe, as well as Infinite Lab sponsored athlete Brandon Lirio. Today we're going to be talking about muscle hypertrophy. I know that it sounds like a big word, but really hypertrophy just means the growth in organ or tissue. When we're talking about muscular hypertrophy, we're talking about the growth of the skeletal organ structure. And that basically means your muscular tissue. So, looking at muscular hypertrophy, you're looking at two different types of growth. There's your sarcoplasmic and your myrofibril. Looking at myrofibril, you're looking to actually grow the size of the fiber with, let's say, a 2 to 6 rep max range, and that's basically overloading the fibers so that they have to rip. Then your sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is when you're looking at using a higher rep range or several more reps than you're used to grow almost the anaerobic capacity inside of the cell fibers. Now, what's important to note is that when you're actually talking about hypertrophy and growth, you actually need to make sure that your protein synthesis and your amino acid intake is strong enough to actually sustain growth. But before we actually talk about the specifics of what it takes to have enough amino acids and basically protein in your diet to sustain good growth, you also have to listen to your body because there's several things that wind up happening. If you overwork trying to attain this muscular hypertrophy in the max amount that you can on your frame to either have max growth or max anaerobic capacity, what you're going to wind up doing is possibly over-tearing the fibers. And there becomes a point when your body can no longer repair in the amount of time that it needs to, especially when you're talking about, let's say, hypertrophic specific training, which you need a specific amount of time and a specific amount of macronutrients based on a full body split. To make sure that your muscles repair the correct way so that anywhere from, let's say, 28 to 72 hours later, you can go ahead and try that same full body split again to try and grow all over. Now, going back to the nutrition side of it, when you're looking at the macronutrient counts and you're looking at taking in the maximal amount of protein to maximize protein synthesis, basically what will happen is your body will break these proteins down into amino acids because the amount of amino acids that you have in your system is very directly related to how much growth you're going to have. However, again, if you overwork or as you're starting to work harder, the amount of cortisol, which is a stress hormone that's actually released inside your body, could be working against you. So make sure that, again, you're not necessarily just overworking, but that you're getting enough sleep every night to make sure that you roll into your REM cycles, and at the same time that you're getting in enough non-essential amino acids as well as enough vitamins and nutrients. So again, we'll recap real quick. As hard as it sounds, really what you're looking at when you're in terms of working out is looking at different types of hypertrophy. The two types, your myrofibril and your sarcoplasmic, are really looking at the difference between the cell size and the cell volume, because it'll tell you the difference between having the amount of fibers to do a max set of, let's say, max weight or the max set of max reps. So the aerobic capacity and the anaerobic capacity. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe to our podcast on firstcallout.us or go ahead and follow us on Facebook, we'll see you next time.